round. 15 seconds left for these teams to call their strategy. And our first look at this new NiP lineup.
I mean, those two smokes on the two HEs, that doesn't even give us the game, does it? We don't know. That could be anything at this point in time. So I guess we'll have to see what they do.
You'd imagine those double nades are going to be for a position potentially towards that B bomb site where you can double nade maybe towards toxic barrels, maybe towards the bomb site, try and eliminate one position, try and deal some damage. We'll see how that plays out. Rain, coldzera, NiKo, and Brokey, all aggressive. There's the nade, the first one. Pushes coldzera back, but the long pressure is in. Trades, NiKo, he wins all the fights, 2 of them in his favor. And into a 3-on-3 we go.
Oh, he was all in at the last moment there, wasn't he? There was no falling back. He couldn't even reload, so just had to hit a couple of headshots. He did, and it leaves them in a 2-on-3. Rain down in connector alone, Olofmeister all the way across the map. They can't even help each other out right now, so the rest of Faze, I mean, good news for them. They have a lot of firepower in every single person on this lineup, but they're going to need it right now. There's not going to be any kind of coordination, and NiP have slowed this down, and I kind of like this. There's a minute left.
Especially when it happens so early in the round. Slow things down, make sure, see what the response is going to be from Faze. Any piece of information, a misplaced footstep from Rain could give away the game. Olaf has got to play so far back. So these two players, it is so difficult for them to cover both bomb sites and be kept honest, while also helping each other out. It's all down to timing here. In NiP going the route of long A, there's the least chance they'll be able to get spotted from other portions of the map.
And they have USPs now, so they can even take a fight at long range, which normally is maybe one of the reasons why you wouldn't want to do it with a Glock, but this is going to be fine. Rain is now pretty far away, and Olofmeister needs the information. I don't know if he got it jumping there. Maybe he did. Rain has started to sneak back up, and he's going to join them in, yeah. So Olaf just has to stay alive. They have to try and pincer them into the bomb site with 25 seconds left. It's going to be a bomb plant and a smoke to block him off. That's a great position to have a smoke left in, isn't it? Rain missing a shot. He almost never does that in pistol rounds especially. Going to get one more. Oh my god, and taking down Twist. That is beautiful. Now Lekro, a little bit shot, surely losing his 2 teammates in a second, and he's holding alone here. Smoke is going to be disappeared. He's in such a rough position, and he flicks. He gets the kill on Rain. That's not bad. The flashbang, it does nothing, but he's definitely panicked a little bit now, and Olaf's got him sandwiched in. He's almost out of bullets. He actually escapes around the corner and makes it down the stairs as well. Oh my god, that might be everything he needed. There is a kill on Olaf, but almost no time left. He's got to find him right now, and Olaf, he gets the kill, and I don't think he has the time. No. NiP, they win the round.
What a huge clutch from Lekro, because Rain almost brought that right back, and he plays that 1v1 just about perfectly. He's basically challenging Olaf to commit to that one-on-one, to swing out a little bit wider towards the corner, and Olaf never takes it. Time runs out eventually, and a great double kill from NiKo, a great double kill from Rain goes to waste.
Wow, that was an intense way to get started, because if he gets that kill when he's jumping down the stairs, it's not even a close round, is it? He just defuses that bomb easily. Now we are instead. They pick up the Galils, the MAC-10s, and double scout, though, on the Faze side of things. So they can definitely hit back here. That's a great round, or a great map, I think, to do that double scout. I'm in favor of all the scouts. If you want to buy 5 of them in a round like this, I'm in.
Ooh, that's a great shot right to the face of Rez. NiKo's gonna fall back, another one follows up. Olaf and the scout on Overpass. Beautiful stuff, a 5-on-3 advantage for Faze.
If you're an NiP, this is everything you don't want to see right now.
It's a calamity. That is the worst way to start this round out. Now they have to come back into it. They still have the weaponry, but those scouts so dangerous, and they get even worse now, because now they can sink back to the bomb sites, and even if they don't get a headshot, they tag you up, and eventually with the man disadvantage, NiP is going to have to commit somewhere.
I mean, slowing it down is not the worst idea, but it's not guaranteed that that's going to work either. You could easily walk into another shot. Rain, I think, almost had that one lined up. The Deagle could absolutely do it. The range, he sees one, a second one, and yeah, they know everything. And the boost down here, they're walking right into it. Instant headshot from coldzera. Man, they're in a lot of trouble.
I don't even think it's trouble at this point. I think this round, it might just be over. Great shot from Knock right through the smoke to try and bring him back. I like what NiP did, though, not only slowing it down, but not using a whole lot of utility, realizing likely with the 5-on-3, Faze sunk way back into the bomb sites to play turtled up, and they didn't need to use the utility to control bathrooms. Unfortunately, getting spotted was a bit painful. NiKo still going to challenge a little bit more. Flashbang takes him out. This is dangerous now for Faze.
Ooh, great follow-up with the Galil. He's actually done a lot here. Bob can get this kill, but he can't in time. He needed to get around the corner, and coldzera was there to shoot him in the back, so we saw the live odds there, and just immediately favoring Faze. If they weren't already, which they clearly were, then they're going to be switching their way now, winning the second round and going into the third one. Yeah, a bit of a wake-up call to what kind of team you're up against, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's also, you could throw it right back to what the desk just mentioned with some of these young players and playing on a stage and maybe helping you get a little bit more comfortable. You know, you feel good after winning that pistol if you're NiP, if you're Nock, that young player, but then you're just, you know, back to reality in the second round.
Yeah, nobody likes that. It's not the place anyone wants to be, Jason. Reality, that is. We're all trying to escape one way or another.
It is harsh.
Especially when, you know, Cold Zero and Nico are occupying that reality on the other side. It's just, it's not ideal, is it?
Making themselves felt already.
It is what everyone is hoping for, that puzzle really works out for FaZe. I agree they were looking much better at the end of the year with Cold Zero mixing in, but you feel like if it works all the way, then it's just going to be so ridiculous. So
that's just been the story of their entire lifespan, this FaZe roster through all the different iterations of it.
If it works.
If it works, it's going to be something special. NiP playing this one slow. They want Lekro to have some time with the Krieg to try and find a pick, and he's basically just going to join up with his teammates. He'll be able to play the baiting game with a bunch of pistols surrounding him. Only the one smoke, and that's on Lekro. They need that for the bomb site, so a pick is really what they're hoping for.
Hofmeister's a little bit out on his own here. He's got Rain behind him with an M4. They're going to be re-smoking that position, so he's just feeling safe, I guess, at the moment that no one is going to try and shoot through that smoke. They only have Deagles on the other side mostly, so maybe he is going to be fine. A little bit of a distraction. Lekro actually with the opening frag, taking down Rain. That's not bad at all, but Olofmeister, it's a pretty good return. The Krieg, though, is still in play, and now there's an M4 picked up on the ground, and an instant headshot from Nork. That's what they needed.
That's a dirty shot from the rookie. Controlling the bomb site now. NiP, a good grasp on this, and these teams trading blows early on. Rez cannot grab that onto Brokey. Retake coming in, Cold Zero on the flank. It's Nock and Lekro to hold them off.
Well, they don't have any more grenades left there on the T side, and there is a kit in play on Brokey, so they can still retake this and make it work. Nock going to be walking in. His aim is a little bit off. He was just pre-aiming a different angle, and now it's all on Lekro alone once again. It's a nice little flick there to take down Brokey. Now he can fall back and buy for time, but he's actually sitting out in the open, and somehow he loses the fight. That looked like that was a perfect play from him.
No kit. He had to go pick up the kit. The time is gone. Cold Zero's going to lose this round and lose the weapon. Or is he?
Oh my god, it's so close. Surely not.
Oh my god, I cannot believe he's gotten that.
That has got to be one of the closest defuses I've seen in a while. That did not look like it. You heard that tick over sound, and even then, there was a little bit more. Wow, FaZe absolutely stealing that one. I can't even believe he survived the initial engagement, Cold Zero.
This is a big risk from Olaf, and you can see Plopsky coming through the smoke on our screen, but probably definitely didn't have the same visibility on the other. I don't even mind the play from Lekro. The off angle, he catches Cold Zero off guard. He had his chance to eliminate him in that 1v1. He had the chance to win the round, and just barely a missed shot. In a situation where there was no room for error.
So that's FaZe stealing around with scouts and then getting that last nanosecond defuse. That's a rough way to begin if you're NiP.
5 kills for Lekro, 5 kills for Nock. Rez and Twist stuck on 0 and Plopsky at 1.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit frustrated, but it's still early days, so maybe they can make it back. And they're playing T side of Overpass, so I guess, you know, in grand total, they don't have to be devastated yet.
I like that. I like the exploration from Brokey. Start trying to find the information, put it in their minds that you'll be willing to push that. Nico guarding his teammates back, guarding Rain, who's playing the point man close up. He adds a kill on top of it, and this is just an easy wash against some unarmored opponents, tapping away. Almost nails it.
So far, not really able to do much damage at all, NiP, which I guess is a little bit of a shame. It would be nice to get a couple of kills, just force the FaZe side to spend some money at least.
Right, that's what they're hoping for at the end. These two Deagles just hoping somebody peeks into it, but they're so low. Next round's going to be a full buy for NiP, and we'll see how they can challenge. But you're right, if all 5 players of this FaZe team survive this round, it's going to be much better for them. They can start opening up the playbook. But Lekro's added a Deagle headshot onto the scoreboard, goes for another, and he can't connect. And there goes Rez. 3-1 for FaZe.
They're not looking bad at all. How long do you think it'll be before Threat tries to sneak in some of those strats that he's really well known for, that are slightly more elaborate, where you've got like a deeper level that not many people have, I guess?
Threat strikes me as like a pretty systematic kind of guy. Like, I think he's going to want to take these young players to get them to a certain level of like fundamentals that he wants them to possess before getting into the deeper stuff. So I think it's going to take some time.
You have to imagine. I mean, it's risking a lot, isn't it, if you try and do it right off the bat and just before they feel confident and comfortable with the overall play style. But it is one of the things that I do enjoy about watching, whenever Threat he's got his hands on all the buttons. That's fun.
Well, I really like watching this from Faze. Aggression towards the short sewers. coldzera and Brokey push into it. Posture like they're going to keep control with smokes towards the short sewers and then back off. NiP's got to be cautious as they progress towards this B bomb site. They realize that can be taken, that middle portion of the map. Plopsky still playing very passive in the underpass. Nock and Lekro waiting deep outside B. So NiP is still spread, and the only aggression is on Rez and Twist towards the bathrooms.
Look at how few grenades they have left on that T side right now. It's 2 flashbangs, a smoke, and a Molotov, so still a minute left. If they use those grenades to clear out, all the way up to a bomb site, then they're really in trouble. And even if they just save them and try and use them, it's not going to be that much.
This is some of the benefit of getting aggressive early on for Faze and then backing away. You kind of posture, you make them use some utility to see what's happening, to get some information, and then when you back off, they can't capitalize on anything. And now they don't have great amount of utility for the hit itself.
I mean, even down in this bomb site, coldzera still has a Molotov. If they try and go for it, that could break it all apart. There it is, being spent, buying more time, down to 25 seconds. Brokey's right on the other side. He has an HE and a flashbang. Any timing on any of these defensive grenades, and this is not going to be enough time for NiP. They're in a lot of trouble here. 18 seconds, pushing through. Brokey in that crossfire, flashing his way in and cleaning it up as coldzera taking down 2, and that's going to be a nice cleanup for him. A triple at the end of the round, and yeah, he was so confident in doing that. I think he set himself up for that flashbang, and it was perfect.
Well, Lekro did a good... I mean, excuse me, not Lekro. Who was it? Brokey did a great job towards Monster of, once he gets that kill, just continuing the attack. Even though he's at a disadvantage in all those fights, keep the pressure up to give that space to coldzera. And look at coldzera as well, throwing his own pop flash off of the pillar. It lands perfectly. 2 players completely blind, as if he needed it any easier. Faze looking pretty clinical to start this first half.
Well, now it's really turned into that, right? Because it was sort of have some great scout headshots that got them started, but now they survived with 4 people in the previous round, similar numbers this time around, and that's going to start to really build their money. NiP, on the other hand, seem to be saving a lot right now. Let's file that under a round for NiP. That was sort of slow, feel things out kind of round. Maybe even too slow for or forced slow by just if they were running out of grenades at the end.
I was going to say, I don't know if it was the speed. It just felt like maybe a mismanagement of grenades with that level of it. That spread out kind of, defaulty strategy and everyone using a little bit here and there and just not enough to actually go into it. Remember, later on when they have a full buy, we'll probably see a pop flash for Brokey's position right outside Monster. We'll probably start seeing a Molotov grenade towards where coldzera is. You'll see the different utility to force them and make those fights more difficult. They just don't have the resources at the moment. We do have a small tech pause here from the NiP side as they get things figured out.
Yeah, I think, one of the in-ears. So we'll get that sorted and replaced right away. I mean, I'm not saying that, if you have one of those rounds where you're not so quick, you don't immediately have to switch into anything that's fast, but it's always strange because if you keep doing that for long enough, if you have back-to-back 4 or 5 rounds on the T side where you do that and it's not working, they're already like a third of the way to the first half through. And if you never test out the fast approach, you never know if that could work. And we've seen games like this before where suddenly it's just a B rush that works. It doesn't seem like it's not complicated, but it is. So I feel like you should almost try and test it. You don't have to do it right away, but at some point.
You imagine it is going to happen. I mean, we have to also remember this is a team NiP with the new roster. There's going to be some growing pains of bringing a new player in. There's going to be some growing pains of starting to implement the things that Threat wants to bring into the team and the elements that he wants to start building upon. So you are going to have some of these struggles, some of these matches where it feels like you just hit strategically a brick wall and you don't really know the answer to get around it.
It'd be interesting to find out at some future date how this has been for Threat coming in, because obviously I think those of us who are old at this point in time, you think of Threat as like he would definitely have the authority, right? But you never know with the younger crowd if
he always
they think
strikes
of him
me
that
as
way.
like a Swedish Gabi.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a bad comparison at all. But they have to trust in the system, whatever system he's trying to put into play. They actually have to believe that it works, and it's. I think especially with this kind of a beginning against a team like Faze, that can put a dent in that confidence, right? You might be starting to wonder exactly how it's going to be playing out. 4-1 though is that's nothing to complain about if you're on the Faze side of things. Looking good in the new year.
Yeah, and they need it. I mean, remember as well, this is also, I mean, the larger context of even building, you know, not only towards Moscow, towards the finals there, but also towards this upcoming major cycle of starting to get involved in that, and starting to feel good heading into one of the biggest tournaments that we have in the year. So there's a lot of things on the line as both these teams have taken some time off to kind of retool and figure things out. And certainly FaZe wants to get 2020 started in a good way.
Yeah, they need to, right? Like we said this earlier, but it's the story of this team with, you know, certainly the money to buy, you know, great players, but then you want to see major victories and stuff like that.
Trophies being lifted, yeah.
Exactly. That's what you need. So we'll see if they can figure out a way to do that right now. What we talked a little bit about Plopsky. We talked about obviously Nork a little bit. You're someone who's been championing Rez as like is he already like an established good player in this? Is it just was he so quick? Because not that long ago he was the new man on NiP and everyone was like he's really good. I think GetRight said he was like like when you get GetRight's endorsement.
Well, remember,
things looking good.
Remember when they picked up Rez, they picked up Draken at the same exact time.
Yeah.
And the conversations coming out of the NiP camp was always Rez is just like ready to go. He's already got like the mindset. He's already got the professionalism. He's obviously very skilled. He was the one they felt was going to be able to step up and just step right into place on a professional team. Either way, 4-1. We are live into the next round. Technical pause is over. All the issues have been fixed, and we've got Deagles. We've got CZ on Plopsky. As you mentioned earlier, any damage that NiP can do would be spectacular. Almost a chance for Plopsky, but Olaf recovers just fine.
Yeah, spraying with the Krieg. Usually not feeling comfortable about that at all, but yeah, they're going to be falling back. It actually looked like Rain wanted to stick around at the fountain up there, but he thought better of it. And this is a round where they almost can't really do much of anything. Just the distance, the scopes, it's unfair. Still, back to reality.
Yeah, that just goes right back to it. Now it just gets even worse. We'll see if Nock and Lekro can do anything with the Deagles. We saw Lekro have at least one nice shot earlier to take a gun out of the hands of Faze, but at this point it almost feels like even that's not enough. More damage dealt onto Nock. He's forced away. Twist got a challenge at long, and Olaf doesn't need to peek into it, but as you mentioned, with the scope, with the range, feeling supremely confident.
Yeah, and NiP just, again, I mean, if you brought this up earlier, you're just hoping for a mistake. You just want someone to walk into that Deagle crosshair, see if you could put a little bit of damage into. If you get a bomb planted around like this, that would be something.
They have a chance. I mean, NiP's playing retake on the B bomb site because it was just Brokey there. I imagine as the rotation, see, coldzera is going to come back, and then they feel more confident to be a bit more committed into the bomb site. Utility being spent. Here comes the hit just to try and get that bomb planted. coldzera blind, covered by Nico, and Brokey handles the final. 5-1 for FaZe, and they are on fire.
Yeah, that's going to be no problem. 5 in a row to start off the match with here for FaZe. Just only NiP sneaking away that pistol round so far. That has got to change here. 7th round is going to be coming up. And still no AWP in play for NiP.
Still no AWP in play.
That can be a way, especially on a map like Overpass, right? Where you can maybe just find a kill, sneak in, snipe in somewhere.
On the T side, I mean, that might be something they switch to if things get really desperate. Still no AWP for the FaZe side either. I'm interested if they decide to bring that out at some point. Olaf and Rain, this time, aggressive down the danger stairs. Previously, we saw FaZe take over the short sewers and back off. Now it's a different angle.
Oh, Plopsky's waiting for it, but there's 2 people on the other side, and they can throw flashbangs from inside a B into that hallway too if they want, so...
He also has no Molotov, Plopsky, so there's no fire to burn these 2 players out of position. This can be a pretty nasty bait and switch. If Plopsky commits to this, he's the only one there for NiP. No chance for a trade, so unless he pulls off some kind of miracle, it looks like FaZe should be able to control the middle portions of this map and just control all the rotations between the bomb site. They can have nasty flanks on both sites.
And Nico's up on the high ground towards the A-bomb side. He's spotting, making sure they don't get flanked from that side. So a little bit of an early spam coming through now. Plopsky going to be back around the corner. Doesn't want to get flashed or anything. That's great pop flashes you can throw. They don't even need them. Olofmeister going to take the fight. And now they're throwing more people at this problem. And yeah, there's Nico just chiming in from the back. Finally, they take down Rain. But this is a bit of a problem now. 4 versus 3.
A lot of time, a lot of resources, both the nades and manpower that NiP just threw to eliminate that defense in the stairs, and they had to do it. Now can they recover? Twist on 1 HP. 27 seconds on the clock, and Olaf still being aggressive. He just spots it before he looks away. Nock's gonna have to back off, and that's a good shot. Now he can join up with his teammates, and that's actually gonna pull NiKo off of the A bomb site. A real chance here for the Ninjas.
Oh, they needed 12, 15 seconds on the clock, and coldzera, the lone defender on the A bomb site, just getting that kill and buying more time. NiKo gets his face taken right off, coming to try and defend, and crawling in is Nock. He gets the kill on Cold, and that's gonna leave Brokey. And he's coming up from those same stairs, and they know it as well. That's gonna be a very, very rough retake. Even if they're a little bit low on health, how does he do this? He's just trying to force them out using his gun. He doesn't have any grenades or anything, and he walks into the crossfire. Rez will take him down. And NiP finally a second round.
That's a good showing from Nock. Not only the triple kill, the kills to get into the bomb site, but even at the end, not getting baited into a peek by those just, you know, pre-fires from Brokey's, trying to pull that player at truck out into the open so he can at least turn it into a one-on-one. Nock having full faith in Rez to play contact. Ooh, that is a quick little one tap. We didn't see it the first time around. That's nasty. And builds upon it as well. Second round for NiP.
And that was a round where they were down 4-3, right? So they could have easily lost that round, maybe should have lost that round. Building a bit of confidence maybe after losing some of the earlier rounds. Nice shot from Rez. He was challenging an AWP and just comes out on top anyway.
Awkward timing for Olaf. He was repositioning. Flashbang caught him a little bit as well. That's a lot of money that hits the deck. Brokey with 100, NiKo with 150 in the bank. Olaf, after investing in the op and getting nothing for it, is down below 1,000 as well at 700. So money an issue for Faze very quickly.
Oh, and they're not going to throw a flashbang to get out here. Yeah, turn for it though. Lecro, mechanically, he had that figured out. He knew what was going to happen. Just a quick shot coming in from Cole.
Faze going to keep two players to defend the B bomb site. Cold and Brokey there, but they've sunk back. Brokey looking like he wants to cheat, but Rain with aggression should be able to pass information on. This B bomb site's in a lot of trouble. Cold really the only real defender here for the moment, and yeah, he's been completely eliminated from a different angle. Never expected it whatsoever. NiKo's finally here to help out, and he's almost got a double.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage to put out. They've got a little bit more time, but NiKo's at it again. There's the final follow-up, and Brokey in between two smokes. There was no way for Pops here to see that coming, and Rez now in a 1 versus 3, and he's just going to get the one kill. Faze answering back immediately.
That's a miscue, though, from that B defense. coldzera not expecting anyone. That's not an uncommon play by any means, just crouching below that ramp and getting to the other side, and maybe a miscommunication of who is watching what or who is rotating where, but thankfully NiKo arrives with a double kill to kind of close that hole in the defense.
Yeah, that could have been very dangerous. I think he was falling. He wasn't up there on the box when they were crawling past, right? And then just as he would jump up there, they were in position, so excellent timing, I suppose. Back to the Deagles again. This has really been a...
It's harsh.
It's really harsh. Economically punishing for the Swedes.
They'll probably be looking back at not converting that second round as a huge issue for this T side. Can't really blame them either. This is what, the third or fourth time we've seen them with primarily Deagles and a little bit of utility.
Well, Lecro's been good for some Deagle shots, so maybe we could see that once again. But FaZe are just not even giving them any opportunities at the moment. They're so far back on the map. Maybe probably guessing the economy a fair bit here. Well,
now that NiKo's come back to the A bomb site as well, Rain can get some assistance out towards long A. Olaf can now play right underneath the sign and be able to peek back and forth. Puts him in an awkward spot, but the support for Rain is a huge deal. Olaf can choose to commit and at least control long if he needs to.
Olaf just playing two positions. There it is. Rez with an opening. Could have been a second one. And Olaf, he's actually going to go and push for it. They're pushing up right behind him. Olafmeister might be in a little bit of trouble. He needs this kill right away. NiKo going to get one behind him, and Olaf will pick up a little bit slack there as well. So looks like a good defense. A good follow-up from NiKo with a double at the end. So a triple, sorry. And he's up to 13 and 5. If NiKo doesn't get all those kills there, Olafmeister's just trapped.
Well, that's what I mentioned. He can push out towards long if he needs the safety. Usually it feels a little bit better to do it when Rain is still alive, but Olaf had no chance. Once he saw the hit was coming up the stairs as well, he knew he had to just get in that position, take the one-on-one. He had his teammate covering his back, so they couldn't wrap behind him too quickly. That's about as best you could do, and they come out with the win.
Got some rifles back in the hands of NiP. And I mean, it's getting close now. 7-2, not the best start, really. Even if it's a CT-sided map, you obviously want more than this. It looks like a very aggressive setup out of Faze. They're just waiting for it. Any contact, that flashbang's going to go out, and it's going to be a war out there at the playground.
Well, we're now, what, 2/3 of the way through this first half, and we have not seen anything fast-paced. We have not seen anything aggressive from NiP. Faze is being allowed on the CT side to dictate all the action, and when Nico's got the hot hand like this, it feels like hell. You're just getting deleted everywhere you go.
That's very hard to deal with. That's even the M4, right? He doesn't even have the scope to fight with and doesn't even care.
Now look at the opportunities it prevents Olaf as well. 2 kills, and he gets bold, and he pushes down the stairs, opens the door, and barely any damage even being dealt. Finally, coldzera goes down, and he follows it up with a second spray. But that should be all you're going to get.
Yeah, it's a brave fight at the end there, but it is just not enough. Doing some economic damage, but I don't think that's what they're looking for any longer. 8-2 when moving into round number 11. This is starting to look really rough, isn't it?
Well, this is the tough part, is I can't even think of anything that I would say NiP's done particularly well in this half that they could lean on. Like, if you're trying to scrape together 2 or 3 more rounds at the end of this half, what do you have? You don't have any successful early rounds. The slow strategies have not been working. The defaults have not been providing you anything. You win the pistol round, and you win a round with a 30-second execute onto the A bomb site and a 3-on-4. Like, there's not a whole lot of recipes that you can look at and just say, we're at least getting this opening kill at this part of the map. They're getting shut down.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, at least if you have some sort of temporary success on one part of the map, I mean, even if it's just early on, like you said, you could go back to that and say, okay, well, let's do that again and then build something behind it. This is kind of where, again, I was trying to say earlier, if they then switch it into something fast now, there are not that many rounds left to. If that works, the feeling is going to be, man, we should have done that earlier. That would, maybe we could have got more rounds. It's not quite done yet. I mean, if they get up to 4, at least there is a buffer for them to build something on for the second half. But it's, I don't know. How did you come by those rounds right now?
Well, I guess if you are going to hang your hat on something, it's that Faze haven't been able to, despite, winning so much in 8-2 scoreline, haven't been able to build up a whole lot of money. If you can just win 2 in a row, you reset them, and all of a sudden you're right back into this half. Still, like you said, a great chance to be in this game, but they have to string 2 together.
Olaf playing again a little bit close here with Rain behind him this time. Ooh, actually going to go even more aggressive. Behind the tree there. Maybe a bit of timing for Rez. Could be working out. There's the Deagle attempt. And Olaf's not really that scared of the grenade. It's going to land right on top of him. That's the safe way to clean out someone. Just don't even take that fight.
Olaf now controlling the spray as they turn the corner. His teammate goes down, and he just wants to control long again, but he's caught off guard. The reload not there in time, so NiP have found an opportunity, but coldzera again, the lurk and the follow-up as well. They will definitely not ever expect 2 people to be here. Nico just needs to buy some time. He's got a kill. coldzera pounces, and Lekro needs to find 2 from behind.
Yeah, even Brokey was right behind him, and there he is, long range. He could have had another couple of kills. That was just a nice defense for Faze in the early stages of it, but the fact that they get that flank in from connector that quickly, that's so hard to deal with. If you're NiP, especially because you're still trying to negotiate your way onto the bomb site. It's not even worried about flank yet.
It feels like even when they're getting some of those kills or some of those trades, they're not able to pounce on it fast enough.
Olaf all the way down long with Rain, and yeah, this is going to be Rain by the bathrooms instead, but that's a forward AWP again. That's kind of a look that NiP haven't had to face that much. I mean, they shut it down that one round, but yeah, if you crouch into this, you're done. Twist is on the other side, just inches away from death, without really knowing it yet. I'm going to call him back up. Ooh, he actually goes for the wide peak. That saved him.
That's very bold. Olaf's got to hustle away, and yeah, they have to slow down as well, which gives Olaf the chance to get into some safety. He's going to go for the peek. Shoulder peeks it and goes right in. This is 0 for 2. Olaf with the op. He's been shut down twice now. Rain dodges the flash and controls the spray and can't follow up on Rez.
He got that dink, but with the M4, that wasn't quite enough.
And look at the response from the defense now. Brokey's just pushed out of Monster. Wants to start clearing and shrinking this map for his team. He needs to find Knock.
Oh, and it actually looked like he was about to have the perfect timing there. Knock was almost looking the wrong way, but it works out anyway. Now they're going to be smoking up at that sniper spot, and coldzera is alone on the bomb site. So let's see what he's worth down here. 35 seconds. That Molotov about to clear. They're making their way around. Oh, an accidental jump, and he's going to go down. That's not the time you want to get that mouse wheel jump in, and now Nico in a 1 versus 3. And I don't know. This should be no chance here, should there? He's running away already.
Yeah, that mouse wheel jump is a real shame for coldzera. If he gets one more, And NiP is definitely capable of going and fighting and trying to win a 1 versus 2, or coldzera is even able to survive. So that's a bit of a disaster, and NiP going to get their 3rd, finally. So still a chance, as you mentioned, claw some of these rounds in their favor. 9-6 still a possibility, even if it seems far-fetched. Because look at the money. NiP's going to have to drop this AWP over to olofmeister. He'll buy himself, but it's not pretty.
No, it's definitely not. And I mean, you know, that's the secondary story, I guess, of this match so far for NiP, and you pointed it out earlier. Just at least FaZe haven't managed to run away with the economic game. Another round for NiP, a 3rd one in the bag. It's definitely not done yet. Slight assist with the mouse wheel. Do you use mouse wheel jump?
Yes. Not like yeah, I do. Just leave it at that. It's it's a long story.
All right. Sounds like there's
I know you wouldn't
regret.
expect it. Yeah, there is. There's a lot.
Right.
9-3.
Get some sort of therapist or something. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
For many reasons.
Yeah, definitely. We'll start the mouse wheel and it'll just trail all the way back to childhood. Oh, 13th round. UMP in play for NiP in spite of winning the round?
This is the chance that the Ninjas need. If they can build upon that previous win, take all the guns and all the money away from FaZe, all of a sudden they're looking like they have the advantage to get back up to 6 to claw this in their favor, despite the fact that this half has not looked pretty in any sense of the word.
And that would be great for NiP. I mean, that would sort of prove to them, and I mean, the young players as well, but that would give them sort of a feeling, right, if we don't panic, if we just stay with the system, it actually can work out. So that would be a good lesson to teach early on here. Let's see, Plopsky's making his way up alone through connector. Nork is playing outside of B on his own, and there's a 3-man squad clearing long right now, and the bomb hasn't even been picked up yet. A little bit of a fight here, and some good intel. Plopsky not even afraid to take that one.
That's a bold place to put Rain for a round like this. Just the Deagle to just challenge at the front of bathrooms the whole way. Perhaps he's just trying to be, you know, he just gives the signal, the information over to his teammates with the rifles, but not a real great chance of winning that fight. And even if he did, he was getting flanked out towards long.
They have 3 people at the A-bomb site right now. They're ready for it. Olofmeister's there. Another miss with the AWP, but Cold is going to line up a good double kill. Soft from Rain earlier there was Plopsky, so he goes down, and there's that flick from Olofmeister. He's watching the smoke as well. He knows they could come through any second. 25 of them left then. The bomb is on the ground. Nork goes down, and now it's all on Twist. 1 versus 2, and he does not have a lot of time. He needs to get this one quick before he gets shot in the back. Any second now, any delay, and he's going to be fighting 2 people at once, and I don't even think he knows. He's going to be dropped by Brokey, but Nico would have been there as well. Oh man, that was them having FaZe at that economic edge. They could have maybe done this.
They've still got a chance. They've still got some money. They can still... The FaZe does not have a lot of money even after that win. So even for the last round, no, you can't fully reset them, but you can really hinder what they have in round 15. And, I mean, again, NiP, anything you can get at this point, 5 would be miraculous, to be quite honest. So with 4 rifles, still a decent chance.
Well, we're going to find out right now. Nico is way on top of the scoreboard, which is something that for a while people were getting I was getting frustrated because, you know, that was always one of the fun things about watching Nico in any team. And then there was a long stretch where we weren't even getting that. He was even, you know, sort of individually not putting up the numbers.
There was a long stretch with this FaZe team where you weren't getting a whole lot of anything at all. And that was perhaps the most painful.
Disappointment, a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, Rain again alone at the A-bomb site, far, far back, looking for information. Trying to play as safe as possible as Olof comes back again with the AWP. 2 kills with it in the last round. I think those are the only 2 kills he has with an AWP in this half.
Yeah, and he's had it a couple of times. A dangerous jump. You can get your face taken off from that. Nico close, a big double kill. And yeah, now they're just getting slowed down and whittled away. He even spots one out long, doesn't get the kill. Oh, Rain flying through the smoke to take down Lecro. He was scouring away in the corner. I think he just wanted some peace there. Rez goes down, and that's a flawless round out of FaZe. So
the door shut pretty quick for NiP. They had their opportunities in this half to come back in it, even with the disastrous start. And now that all goes away. 11-3 and a huge advantage in this final round for FaZe. They have all utility. They have the AWP, even against some AK-47s. They're going to be feeling comfortable. And this is perhaps the first time we saw NiP do anything relatively aggressive on the T side. They're trying to hit a timing onto that A-bomb site.
Just off the top of your head, out of the 11 rounds that FaZe have won, how many of them have NiP at least got the bomb plant? You got a rough idea?
I would have said 2.
And the real answer is 1.
And the correct answer is 1.
Yeah, so 11 rounds where FaZe just win by kills. Or 10 rounds where they win by kills. That's pretty rough. And that says something on its own, doesn't it?
Well, we mentioned the economic issues that NiP's had, that not having that extra $800 comes into play. Timing through Monster is going to get shut down, and this is where the utility advantage for FaZe can be so brutal, but everyone's blind. Oh, Brokey, a desperate scenario now. Olaf on the rotation, Rain on the flank, and Brokey is doing everything! Can't find Knock, but Rain is here.
Oh, it looked like he should have had that last kill. It was almost perfect. Rain goes down, the grenade. Right, a little bit too far, and now it's Olafmeister up here. What does he do? Because that bomb could maybe be snuck in and planted if they could just get a little bit of a grenade or something up here. The flashbang, maybe it's enough. Blobsky will take him down, and it's a 4th round for NiP right at the end. And you know what, ladies? That could be enough. That could definitely be enough.
Well, they have that buffer that you mentioned. They have what they needed to at least have a fight into the second half.
He obviously downed 11-4, and the odds certainly reflect that. I mean, if they weren't already now, people really believing in FaZe.
Yeah, I think at some point during that first half, you probably abandoned ship, even if you're an NiP fan. That was not looking good. But here's the interesting thing. FaZe, I always feel like their struggles have usually come on some of the T sides that have looked sketchy, so this could be interesting. And look at this. So many bodies piled into this battle. Through the door in short sewers. NiP coming out on top for the moment, just barely hanging on. But there is a line that FaZe cannot cross.
Oh, Rain sneaking in a kill. He's just running back and forth with the Glock. It felt like they could have almost made it past into the B-bomb side, and Lekro would have been alone, but they stopped now. The bomb is going to be planted. This is turning into a very odd pistol round.
Rez might be the X factor, though. Lekro can grab this kill, but Rez is on the big flank, and he's got coldzera, Rain, and Brokey all looking for this, but the wrong direction. Rez can sneak in through Monster.
Yeah, he's doing that right now. He needs a little bit of backup. He's going to see the legs just then. Instant headshot, but Rain will take one down. Brokey there with a double. And that is going to be huge. All of a sudden, a little bit of trouble maybe. Lekro sneaking on, and they're going to double team him. Brokey with a wonderful end to that. A triple overall. It looked like they were about to get crunched.
That is just a great 3-man crossfire setup. That is a beautiful triangle, and it's executed perfectly, managing who's got aggression, when you're peeking and taking which fights. And as soon as Rez is cleared out by Rain, an immediate kill, that means he can be such a nuisance to the player coming out door. Perfect distraction for Brokey. And then the double peek at the end. 12-4. FaZe just piling it on now.
Yeah, they were very decisive in taking down Lekro at the end. It's like, we're not going to be playing any weird games where you fake the bomb and we try and peek you and you take a shot with the USP. We're just going to take you down.
And this is NiP's pick. This is the map that they wanted to play, so this has not gone according to plan. Oh,
okay.
That's the Rain of old.
Saving those bullets.
He better go for all the one-taps in this round.
It's immediately ruined it, hasn't he?
Yeah, right as I say it. Didn't want the style points, but there's the MAC-10 coming into play, and 2 opening kills for FaZe, and they should be able to encroach onto this bomb site without too many more issues.
I mean, the bomb is miles away, so even then they're not worried at all. This apparently was just a little bit of an adventure for them.
Well, they're saying, why commit? Keep the spacing with the AK-47s, and sometimes that backfires. Lekro with his deagle. You could see Brokey and Nico still playing so passive towards top of the stairs, towards Fountain. They're looking for any kind of a flank response or flank attempt from NiP.
They still have so many grenades, so if they decide to go for this B-bomb side, some of those deagles are going to be hard to put into use, especially the scout. That'll be hard to find an angle with.
NiP needs to just stack a bomb site here. I'm almost a little bit surprised, although Rez playing at the A bomb site, able to jump over the boxes, can at least provide an early warning system, and the rotation isn't too bad. But this is where you'd hope NiP would just say, let's put all the players in one bomb site and see what happens.
That early warning system is going to be heat jumping and saying, I'm screwed, guys. It's too late. Don't even bother. They're already here with the grenades and everything. Flash surely coming through the smoke. No, actually, they're going to go straight for it. They don't even bother fighting him. And now, inside of it, they get the bomb plant, but that's a little bit sketchy. Rez surely going to be going down, and he will to Brokey. So, I don't know, a moment there where at least NiP had a chance to fight back, but it's still going to be 13-4.
You mentioned Nico at the top of the scoreboard towards the end of that first half. Brokey has caught up between this and the pistol round. He's now at 19 kills, tied with Nico at 19. Olaf at 17 as well. coldzera at 15. This is a pretty... I mean, this FaZe team is performing just deep into the roster.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. That's outrageous, isn't it? Olafmeister and Cold, you're right. They're all up there. It's everything you don't want to see as an NiP fan. is map 1 of 3. You're right, NiP did pick this one. Mirage the second one.
It's looking like 2.
It is, isn't it? 3 HE grenades on NiP. See if they could find a way to combine those.
I like this. They're just, as soon as someone's spotted, you have to imagine, oh, the timing of it. They're holding their nerve for the moment. They want more than one with these 3 nades. Not going to get the opportunity for the moment.
That's a real shame. We all love those moments. Actually, maybe Faze, it looks like they're falling back. There could still be a chance. If we all believe hard enough.
They're being so cautious. They have barely moved across the map, waiting till the 1 minute mark, and now coldzera, Brokey, NiKo, that trio taking over Party, taking over Picnic. Rain going to meet up with him with the bomb, and now that NiKo gets control of stairs as well, they can pick between the bomb sites. Still, this stack and this nade setup is there for NiP.
Oliver's going to be walking into the bomb site, and I mean, if he sees more than a couple of people, it'll be instant confirmation that something is up.
If they use their nades, there's one nade. He spotted one, he's seen another nade, so he's called out the numbers of at least 2, and now I think it's just over. FaZe have made their decision. Molotov's into the choke point, smokes up as well, and I don't think NiP gets back into this. This should be around a 14th round for FaZe.
Double grenade right onto the stack there. At least it does a little bit, so I mean, it softens up Olofmeister and Rain. But again, probably a little bit too late. It's a cool idea, though. Plopsky goes down, and Brokey continuing his lead on the scoreboard just once more. It's not bad. 21 kills in 18 rounds. That's pretty good.
that's a nice way of putting it. coldzera winning a couple right at the end and going to start slowly backing away. They want a challenge. They want to try and maybe just get a little bit lucky, take a gun out of the hands, force a rebuy. It's not going to happen. coldzera is just too good, too clean. 14-4, a 10-round lead for FaZe.
I like the idea of having that triple nade. I mean, you could see how it could work on B, and they could rotate back to the A bomb side. You know, you got to try something at least. 14-4 though, double up now in the hands of NiP. Why not?
Go right into it. You have no time to really test anything. Go straight to your strongest. Go straight to what you think is going to work best. And NiP have not done a good job of opening up these rounds in the first half. At least on the second half, they have the ops in position. They can try and find some early picks to keep themselves in this game. Oh, it almost Nock gets his head taken off.
He actually looked like he went back for a second jump, trying to shoot through. That is inches from connecting. He almost did it. But now he's lost Lekro down here. And that leaves him and Plopsky. I think Rez almost immediately rotating by. They're so worried right now, NiP. They just want to have at least a chance of picking up a round, and that could be risky all on its own. If you rotate, leave too few people on the A bomb site.
It just puts the ops now in such a weird position. You can see how deep Twist has to play already at the A bomb site. You can see how deep Nock. I mean, he's risking a lot going for these information plays, for these jumps. Little bit of utility to pressure the B bomb site. Molotov and smoke towards the balcony to make these defenders feel the pressure.
And they're just all falling back.
They don't even have any nades that FaZe is pulling out of them. They're just out.
Look at that. Every single person on FaZe just fell back after that smoke up at the sniper spot. 40 seconds, and Plopsky and Nock are still down here. They're just saying, you know what, we've got 5 people alive, and if we can just have 2 at A, that should be enough. We can win that fight. Twist sneaking around. They're going to have very late warning. He's not jumping or looking over that box at all, so they're going to know when they're on the bomb site, and that is not enough time to call in any kind of a backup. And it's going to happen right now. Initial flashbang goes through. That's when they know Rez immediately flashed and walking into the shot. That's just a smooth execute for FaZe.
Just one pop flash. Why throw the smokes and the Molotovs that kind of give it away before the hit comes in? Use just the one flashbang, get that first player. That's well done from FaZe. Now, I will say, that hit felt like it took a long time to come to fruition when they were committed to the A bomb site. And I think against other teams that might encounter some more teams that are going to be more aggressive on the CT side, that'll encounter a bit more resistance. But here against NiP, it worked just fine.
Yeah, and I mean, I think one of the reasons why it would have been harder for NiP in a round like this to find the information is Nock, should he be the one pushing out a beat, like with an AWP? That's really hard to do, right?
Yeah.
And Plopsky could maybe do it, but then if he goes down and they're all out there, it's, I don't know, like I just think they're emotionally probably as well in a little bit of trouble, but you're right. I think a team like Astralis, for instance, they've been pretty happy
That's who I was thinking of, which is maybe an unfair comparison, but...
Yeah, why aren't they Astralis?
But some team that is going to be, not just stationary on the CT side for that whole round, even in a 4-on-5.
Yeah. No, I mean, you see the effect of it. partly what killed them was an amazing pop flash there, but also just the fact that they didn't know until that pop flash came through. It's not quite enough time. 15-4.
I like this, though, from Faze. This is a bit of a statement that they're going to try and make to come out in 2020 here at this opening split of Blast Premier. Good kill from NiKo. He knows there's a boost as well. He knows there's one more. Goes for the blind lock. Not with him this time, but he's got his team with man advantage.
Oh, he's so aggressive. He's loving it right now. Maybe a little bit too much so, and I can't believe he got that spin in, Lekro. That's just a FAMAS, and somehow he's able to get in a double kill. Not bad at all. Now they almost line up. This could all get taken away right here as Olofmeister will get one more in. It's now 1 versus 3.
Is that 4 kills for Lekro?
Yeah.
He's been an absolute monster with that FAMAS. Coming out of the stairs, he's done perfectly. He's going to find the bomb as well. Olaf rotating back, 19 HP, 1 on 2. He won't expect this. Wow. That's an ace for Lekro to keep NiP in the game. That's the kind of ace that you're happy you get, but it doesn't feel good.
No, you're right.
It hasn't really gained you anything.
It feels like it's too late, isn't it? You have to believe that you could go on and win another 10 rounds in a row. And so far, well, that just doesn't exist. They've only won singular rounds. They've never won more than 1 round in a row.
It's been a really, really rough map for NiP. Another full buy out of Faze.
This is definitely a tough beginning. Hard to know if Mirage is going to be... Could be... I could hardly be worse, but it could maybe be a bit worse.
Yeah, it shouldn't be capable of being too much worse, especially a map like Mirage. But that's Faze's pick, remember, so that's the weird thing about this for me is NiP picks this map and just gets bodied off of it. That's really brutal. coldzera close up, able to win that fight with ease, doesn't even take any damage. Rez misses the mark. Puts a lot of pressure on Twist, alone in bathrooms with the AWP, the only defender here. Good equalizing kill from Nock, an even better job of getting away.
Yeah, super important, but Rez, that's an AWP. I mean, if he fails a shot, he's probably going to be gone. Nice one on coldzera, and he immediately falls back. So actually, they've turned it around a little bit now. 50 seconds, and they could maybe do this.
That's a wild timing for Twist to turn around. The intuition, he just felt it coming. Nock and Plopsky to defend. One smoke on Plopsky as well.
Yeah, and that smoke could really be huge. That could buy so much time. 30 seconds on the clock.
I don't think he's going to have the chance to put it down. As we saw from Faze, their fine was just the pop flash peak. That smoke's going to be late. Olaf's going to step in front of it as the Molotov comes in. Perfect timing. Needs to be a trade, and it is from Brokey.
Yeah, he had one chance. Like he was going to get mowed down with that MP9. 17 seconds on the clock, and it's an immediate bomb plant here. Faze looking to close this map out right here, right now. Oh, and Twist is going to get the kill on Brokey. That's not bad at all. Leaving NiKo. 1 versus 2, and he's got an M4 on one side, AWP on the other side, and right now he's just saying, you're going to have to make a move because the clock is against you, and he misses that spray entirely. NiP at the end of their rope, but they're hanging on at least for now. It's going to be 15-6.
I think he got screwed up. He knew Lekro was there that whole way. He got screwed up by the jump onto the railing.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure where exactly the model was going to land. 15-6. Still plenty of chances for Faze, especially, by the way, if they keep getting these plants. Like, that's one thing that NiP didn't have the luxury of. They didn't get many plants in the first. I think they ended up having 2, and 1 was in the pistol round that they won.
Yeah, that's a good point. So that's gonna help them just glide a little bit longer. 15-6. I mean, we say this all the time, but at least you could get a chance to warm up. Find a way in there.
When that's the conversation, you know we're digging real deep for anything positive. Any silver linings for NiP is, oh yeah, maybe they just had these 21 rounds so far, just warming up. Get them into the game. Well, this is where you can also have that conversation about missing Forest. These are some of the rounds and some of the struggles they had in the first half of where you just need someone to create something that doesn't make any sense, that's not tactical, that just someone who's going to be able to go out and get you a headshot to open up a bomb site. That's what Forest brought that NiP's really looked like they've lacked.
It's true, and I mean, and it's maybe not even like a mechanical aim problem. Ooh, okay. Maybe a follow-up here. Plopsky, nice triple, taking down 3 players of Faze like that. But I was going to say that it's not like some of these players aren't mechanically good enough to do that. It's more like an attitude thing, I guess.
Like a play style.
Yeah. They're too Swedish. Is what I'm trying to say.
You said it, not me.
Just need to flex a little bit more on them.
Need to be more Danish.
I don't know. What's the ultimate? I think American. I think North American.
Oh, that is nasty. I can't believe he's hit that shot. I think he even reacted to himself hitting the shot.
More like that. That's what they need on NiP's side, though, not on Rain. He's looking for more, but Twist will take him down. We're gonna need like some sort of replay of that.
That was so nice.
Just make sure the kids are, not watching.
Earmuffs.
Yeah.
Well, Plopsky saves the day here. Back up over at Toxic Barrels. He needed that triple kill. He was the final defender. This is that shot from Rain. That's a thing of beauty. Rez probably has no idea.
It's like, what did I do?
I don't deserve that.
15-7.
Olaf's got a Mac 10, and he's got money in the bank as well, so I have to imagine this is a set plan, highly aggressive towards the B-bomb site. Here's some utility. The boost over doesn't work. Perhaps they're nervous, and this is fast-paced. This is what we didn't see out of NiP in the first half. Gap in that smoke, but Knock can't take advantage of it. Not quick enough, and Rain's got the entry. Brokey builds upon it. Another leg shot, and it's all over just like that.
Wow, that is a knockout punch, isn't it? And the leg shots, they're so hard to deal with. When you're close with that AWP, you know you've got no chances. Once you fire that gun, they're going to be on top of you. More leg shots coming in this round. That's a little bit awkward, but you've got to be honest here. NiP, they're just out of time. Like, there's no way they can fight their way back into this bomb site. They're just going to have to try something, but they've already just gone too far. It's Rez in a 1 versus 4 here, and Faze just having a great start here to 2020. 16-7, taking down NiP on their map pick. It is the best of 3, but still, that's got to feel great.
Yeah, not just stealing away their map pick, but just completely crushing them on their own map pick. That is